Welcome back to 15th Street Automotive. We're looking at a Ford Explorer. Customer states there's a growling from the rear end when it's driving over 35. I just road tested it, and it's definite. Seems like it's coming out of both sides. The bearings can make that noise. Also, the pinion bearings can make that noise. But I just got underneath it, and it's clearly coming out of the bearings. There's no noise at all from the pinion. So we're going to let me put it up and put the camera down in there. I'll put the camera real close to that bearing, and you can hopefully the camera mic will be able to pick that up, and you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Looks like this thing's going to need a set of wheel bearings. Alright, so we're underneath this Explorer with the growling noise. I'm sure the camera's able to pick that up, but I'll get it right in there. You can hear that bearing just growling. It's making noise on both sides. It's going to need both side bearings. So we sold the customer a set of wheel bearings. We're going to pull it apart now, and you can watch me how I do it. Pull the brake caliper off, 2/13. Caliper bracket is held on by 2/15s. These are going to be a little tighter. The rotor is held on by a single Torx bolt, Torx 40. And by a little rust. The axle nut is a 1 1/4. And that'll get torqued back on when we're done. 250 foot-pounds on the torque on that. Now over on the side over here is an ABS sensor. It's not necessarily required to take that out, but by jostling around on that bearing, you can damage that sensor. So I always take it out. And this one's gonna be a little corroded in there because it's all muddy, but it's better than having to buy a new sensor. There's 4 bolts on the back of this hub, 18 millimeter heads. I'll show you a closer picture here in just a sec. And they're tight. They're the bolts that hold the hub to the spindle. And they're 150 foot-pounds torque. This is the size of those bolts, pretty chunky. And that 4th one, you get with a wrench through the caliper area. Now if that bearing just came out, you wouldn't have to take this backing plate off. But we're going to have to persuade it. So to prevent damage to this tin backing plate, we're going to take that off and just let it float. That backing plate won't come completely out, but at least gets it out of the way so we can work our magic on that hub. Okay, that wasn't too painful. So I had to straighten out the plate a little bit, but it's certainly reusable. The corrosion that holds that thing in is on the hub right here. So this is metal steel hub, and this is aluminum knuckle. And the dissimilar metals create a lot of corrosion. That one wasn't too bad. Soak it down with a little PB Blaster when you're done. Not sponsored. And it'll soak in and improve that corrosion a little bit. So we're going to clean this all up a little bit. Clean up some of the corrosion out of this pocket in here. Alright, so first thing back on is the backing plate. If you don't put this on prior to the bearing, you'll be taking the bearing back off. Ask me how I know. Now the bearing goes on. Get it close, and we'll use the bolts to suck it in. Alright, those all get torqued to 150. Okay. ABS sensors next. we'll put the nut on, but it'll have to be torqued on the ground because 250 foot-pounds is a lot to try to hold it up in midair. All right, now the brakes. Okay, everything's cleared, everything's tight. We'll lower it down, put the wheel on, torque that hub bearing. And 250 on that axle nut. Okay. Put the hubcap on. And that is the hub bearing on a Ford Explorer. We'll take it on a road test and make sure there's no noise, but we should be good. These bearings were pretty bad shape. Thanks for watching.